I'll tell you then later, okay? But I'll remember it. And one day, when he was visiting his girlfriend, there was like a blackout. So the energy in the whole town was cut off. And as it was the evening, people went out of the houses and started complaining. Because there is no electricity, what can we do with it, there is no TV, and so on and so on. But after 1 or 2 hours, when there was still no energy available, they started to talk about different issues, and they started to communicate with each other. They went to the park or to the river or somewhere, I don't remember precisely. But then they were spending whole the evening together, like till 12 in the night. And he was asking, my friend was asking those people if it was nice to be together and to discuss things, to have meetings and so on. And they said, yes, that's brilliant. We have time to go together to chat, and that's wonderful. And then the next day, the electricity was turned on again, and the next evening, everyone was sitting home alone. So people started returned to watching TV again, and the streets were empty. It was only one day. Yeah, so that's the first story.
And that's why the title of the project is Blackout Project.
Yes. And now?
The second story.
Yeah.
The second story. Well, as a scriptwriter, I like stories, and I like projects that start with stories. And yesterday, Chris was talking about that from the very private story, we can make a huge project. So today, when we're discussing our ideas, I thought that the problem was that we have different problems to discuss, and then each of us tell the private problems, and then we mixed all together. So I will draw something.
You can draw it here as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
or use a red marker maybe, because it's not that visible.
So I'll try to. It's the map of Georgia, but very badly drawn. It's Georgia, and those parts of it are occupied nowadays. And I start thinking about it, about what I want.
Abkhazia and Karabakh.
Abkhazia and Ossetia. Today morning, Annie was discussing some things with Max, and from their conversation, I started to think about it. That she told him that. So Max was interested how is connection between Abkhazians and Georgians, and she said that she is from the generation for which this problem is not such problem as for example, for our parents. This pain that this territory is not ours now, it's not her problem anymore, because she has no nostalgia for that part of Georgia, because she never been there. And I started thinking that if someday, some magic day, this dream that all these parts will be ours, the problem will be that those people, Abkhazians and Georgians, can live together or not. And I think that they are so much disconnected that it's a really huge problem. And if we are talking about the new culture, I think that not politics, not some other things, but culture can connect people and cultures all together again. And the second problem in Georgia, I think, is that art is located only in Tbilisi. Because half of the population of Georgia lives in Tbilisi, and everything that happens in art and in other spheres of life and society is focused only in Tbilisi. And the other regions and the other cities are almost dead, I can say. There happened nothing But I hope that and also in the young generation we have no contacts with. We lost that contact with different regions. And I think that the main important thing is to reconnect all them again. So I have nothing, but I have that online magazine Beat about which I was talking about, and maybe it's an idea that the young artists can join and go outside Tbilisi and live for a little time in different regions and create such projects as it is, a Blackout project, but with the other people, with the people of from those regions, from inhabitants, yes. For example, to go outside the old buildings, maybe Soviet buildings that are going to
be destroyed.
And to renovate them, make an art spaces. And for those people who live outside of Tbilisi, if you make some exhibitions, some art exhibitions, they did not understand what it is. For example, Iya was talking that in her theater in the province of Georgia, when she wants some new ideas to get to share, she has problems because they can't understand. Their mentality is not prepared to receive all this. And I think that young people have the power to change something, and with such new culture things, and young artists and those artists of the city can change everything. And if we can make those centers everywhere in Georgia, and step by step get closer to Abkhazia, and then make with those people things together, it will be re-innovation again. And that's my story.
Okay. So now let's say a couple of words about the technical issues related.
So the core idea of the Blackout project is to establish sort of creative hubs for culture in venues that already exist. So in case of Georgia, it could be some post-Soviet buildings. In case of Poland, either some abandoned buildings or buildings which already serve as community centers but are not used well and do not work for the community as they should. And we made a list of the wrongs that need to be improved.